encaustic art is painting with wax, and you have an iron and you put some coloured waxes on. It has to be special encaustic wax. You put them on and then you smooth it over a shiny paper. And the lovely thing about encaustic is that the colours move. And if you don't like what you've done, you go over it again. If you don't like that, you go over it again. Put a bit more colour on, and all of a sudden you think, that's my sky. And you can stop. And you can create such beautiful, beautiful scenes. I like doing landscapes, and I like doing fantasy landscapes. That's probably two of my favourites at the moment. A fantasy landscape is something that uses colours that aren't in real life. For example, I've done a fantasy landscape which had red. I used reds and purples and blacks. And when you're talking, the landscapes are normally green and brown and blue. You just get that difference. I've come back to encaustic work because I loved it, and with this group we did an exhibition down Broadwalk, and I said, can I sell some cards? And I thought, I'm going to go back to my encaustic again. Many years ago I could get £2.50 for cards that I made. Now £1's the top. You can't get any more than £1 because the market's been flooded by other card makers. But I do it for the fun and to cover costs. My first commission is a very interesting story. I was in Yahoo groups, and we used to do craft exchanges, and the majority of people lived in the States. Well, I sent a small picture over that I did in one of the exchanges, and Melissa, who lives in I can never pronounce it, in California, Tehachapi in California, absolutely loved what I did and asked me to do a larger picture. And she said her mother would pay for it for the birth of her daughter. And I actually painted it, and I've got one at home I did as well, which is this is it's a pond, and it's with tissue paper. You do the technique as well, and it's got a fairy on it and dragonflies. And she sent me the money back in dollars, including the exchange rate. And I can now say, of course, I was commissioned by someone in America.